Good day, folks. This is Greg Judy at Green Pastures Farm. We're actually on the ram farm today. And a lot of y'all wanted to see the progress on this pond that Johnny dug out. Y'all remember it was a green slimy mess for probably the last 60 years. There have been animals allowed to go into the pond. Talking about cattle. And the pond was just a green slimy mess. You can go back and look at that video. It was it was probably 10 days ago that I posted that, where Johnny had the big track hoe on the back. Anyway, he came back with this. This is his bulldozer. And Johnny started pushing mud out of there. And I'm telling you, it was a ton of mud. I cannot believe how much rain it caught. We got, well, altogether, over 2 days, we had 1.5 inches. And Johnny just moved the track hoe out of here this morning. You can see the dirt spot there. I'm gonna bring a square bale over. There may be enough hay right up there to steal, where it's real thick. We can take a little bit of that hay and put right here. I hate having bare soil. Hate it. But look at this. We've already got 3 foot of water in the bottom of that. Maybe more. It may be 4 foot. There's Cotton Top. Cotton Top and his rams. There's some withers in there too. The scrawnier ones over there, those are withers. And we'll be selling some. We've already sold a bunch of them. We got a few more to sell. But we got some really nice rams in here. And those will be going into the ewes here December 1st. And today is November 2nd. Look at that hole of water. This is going to make a heck of a pond. This is just a dang mud hole. Matter of fact, we wouldn't even let the sheep in it to drink. And before we came over here, we knew it was starting to freeze. We thought, well, if we have to run a hose over here, that's going to be a problem. It's getting down the 20s, the hose will freeze. But see, sheep hate water. They hate stepping in it. And so we don't have to worry about the sheep mucking that up. They can go down, stand on the edge of that hay, and they can reach out and get them a drink. There's only 20 head in here. And they're only going to be here basically another 3 weeks. And then they're going to go back to the Judy farm where their ladies are. Here's all the posts. So this is the black locust that I was pointing out in that past video. There is a ton of good black locust posts in here. So we'll be cutting those out of there. Man, I bet you there's 100 posts right here. We cut most of our posts 8 feet, 8.5, 9 feet. For a corner post, I'll go 9. I'll put, 4.5 foot in the ground, leave 4.5 foot sticking out. There's a lot of good line posts. These are all black locusts. They're not honey locusts, they're black locusts. Very, very good post. But look at this. I mean, you're talking about muck. That's what was in the bottom, folks, of this pond. Y'all remember how steep that was back there? I mean, it was steep. It's all filled in with muck. Now, when that dries off, and where Johnny can get a skid steer out there on that, he'll be able to do a lot more with that. He'll spread that out. We'll get some grass seed growing on that, and that'll be grass that's going to grow 8 feet tall. It's really nutritious. A lot of sediment over the years that came off the surrounding area. Well, we talk about a beautiful pond. You notice we strawed it. We put down fescue seed, Kentucky 31. That's the best grass seed you can put on a pond dam. And this took 4 big round bales. We took the Greg Judy bale unroller and put it on the back of the ATV, and all this was covered. And the boys and I got him pitchforks. And you're going, but Greg, why did you put hay clear down to the bottom down there? Well, I'll tell you why. It didn't wash. I held all the dirt right where it was supposed to be. And folks, if you don't put hay on the sides of a new pond like this, you will lose 3 foot in the first 3 months if you get any rain at all. It'll move all the dirt on the sides of these hills right back down there in the bottom of that pond. Well, you just lost 3 foot of depth. Let's go to the spillway. So we have an earthen spillway. We did not put a pipe in this. And Johnny already has a groove cut right over there. That's where the rock skirt will go. Because we will, occasionally we'll have some bowls over here with the sheep. Sheep we don't worry about. They're not gonna get in the water, but a bowl, they would. So we'll have a wire around this pond where the cattle can't get in it. And when the sheep are in here, don't worry about it. They're not gonna get in it. They don't like water. See this? This is the spillway. So when it fills up, that's as high as the water can come. You're looking at the edge of that grass, clear over there, all the way back around. This is gonna hold millions and millions of gallons of water. That's 1.5 inches of rain right there, folks. Unbelievable. But if you look up above, the catchment, so clear up there to those buildings up there, anything that fell at that building, that closest building, it ran this direction. The same way across the road there by that old barn. That water ran this direction. Between that tree and that other building, that water came this direction. So if you count the acreage, there's the surface area of the pond. You shouldn't have any more than 5 times the surface area of your pond for your watershed. 5 times. So this pond's going to be, oh shoot, it might be close to 1 acre time it gets filled up. It's going to be a really nice pond. So there's 1, 2, 3, there's about 5 times. 5 times the surface area above here catching water. We didn't have anything. Nothing. So anybody that's interested in cleaning out a pond or digging a pond in mid-Missouri, I highly recommend you get a hold of Johnny Carter. I call him Johnny. He goes by Johnny, John. Him and his, I guess it would have been his cousin, Junior. See, Junior's dad and Johnny's dad were brothers. So I guess it would have been, they were related. I think he was his uncle. Anyway, Johnny that's all he's ever done. And you talk about somebody can run a dozer or a track, you've got any kind of brush, anything you need removed, Johnny Carter is your guy. And I asked him about, putting a plug in, if that was all right. And he said, well, that's fine. And I do have an email address. He doesn't have a website. But, if you live anywhere in central Missouri, he'll travel a little ways. If it's a big enough job, he can have his dozer hauled to your farm. And if you got an old mud hole and you want it to look like this, I would talk to him. The beautiful thing about Johnny is he's so darn honest. Get a quote, have him come and he'll give you an estimate what it would cost. And then he'll stand beside that. So let's just say he bid, $4,000 to build you a really nice pond. 4 or 5, let's just say 4,000. And let's say he gets here and it ends up being a lot more than that. Let's say 6. Well, Johnny's going to eat it. That's on him. Okay. That's kind of what he does. So if he bids it, he's going to pretty much stick by that bid, But, golly, look at this. We took this out of that pond. I mean, there's a ton of mud back here. That was all in here. Any questions about letting your livestock in the pond? That versus that. We're going to put fish in that. We'll be able to put fish in there next spring. And I want some zooplankton and the microorganisms. I want the frogs to come in here, get a little life in that water, and then we'll bring the fish in. And we'll put the bluegill, and we'll just see. You know, bluegill, maybe some channel cat or whatever, you know, Brent and Brittany want. That's what we'll put in here. You know, let them decide what kind of fish they like to catch. But it's going to make a nice fishing pond. And then I would recommend, the ones we built, we put cedars in here. About one, we put, you know, one cedar over there, one there, one over here, maybe one or two on the side of this dam. And those are fastened down. They're dead cedars, super good fish habitat. And a pond like this is brand new, one with cedars for habitat and one without. The one that's got the cedars in it, your fish growth will be double. And that's because the bait fish have all that cover to produce the little guys in. And the bigger fish don't get to eat them all. So they're constantly producing a lot of fry, they call it, the little fish. And that's what makes your fish grow so fast. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and sign off of here and watch my website. I'll go to the description underneath there. I'm going to have a plug there for Johnny, but boy, did he do a job here. Look at that. Just beautiful. Brent called me the other day. He's super happy with it. Him and Brittany. I mean, right as you drive in here now, they're going to have this beautiful pond right here along their driveway where they did have a green, slimy mess. So that, I'm going to sign off. Everyone have a good one, and we'll see you next time.